Does your furry friend take over your bed every night? It's time to reclaim your space while giving them the comfort they deserve with the coldest, cozy dog bed. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description to buy now on Amazon.
If Alec Baldwin was looking for omens on the eve of his manslaughter trial, there were plenty to be found. On the night before the State v. Alexander Ray Baldwin case began in the Santa Fe courthouse, a thunderstorm swept through town, with heavy rain sluicing through the dusty streets and lightning flashing across an angry purple sky. The following night, a power outage plunged the downtown area into darkness for over 2 hours. At this time of year in New Mexico, authorities warn everyone to be monsoon-aware and ready for what locals call downburst winds. But how could Alec Baldwin possibly prepare for the tornado that has barreled through his life? The Emmy Award-winning actor had been charged with involuntary manslaughter over his role in the fatal shooting of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins on the set of his Western film, Rust. The incident happened in October 2021, when cast and crew were rehearsing on the Bonanza Creek Movie Ranch, about 20 miles south of Santa Fe. A gun held by Baldwin went off. He claims he did not pull the trigger, and the live bullet, mistakenly loaded instead of a dummy or a blank, killed Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza. Yesterday the case against him was sensationally dismissed midway through the trial after the judge said there had been errors by the prosecution in the handling of evidence that impacted the fundamental fairness of the case. Prior to this bombshell, through a long week in court, during litigation, jury selection, and finally opening statements on Wednesday, Baldwin had presented himself as the innocent accused, the earnest defendant in a smart suit and tie. However, he's not going to win any Emmys for this performance. Perhaps it is the 66-year-old actor's bad luck that his resting face often folded into an unfortunate quasi-sneer, and that his factory setting of tetchy diffidence was hard to disguise. Perhaps it was his lack of familiarity with court proceedings that made him get up on Thursday afternoon and just walk out of the courtroom in the middle of the trial, to the surprise of his own legal team, only to return a short while later with a cup of coffee. Baldwin's abrupt exit came as the prosecution were outlining evidence revealing that just hours after the fatal shooting, he told his wife Ilaria to carry on with arrangements to bring their young family to New Mexico for a holiday. In a FaceTime call made when he was being interviewed by police officers, he promised a good time and added that they wouldn't get their money back for the flights anyway. It's not every man who can be so pragmatic and fiscally aware in the middle of a tragedy. Especially a man who wrote in Nevertheless, his 2017 memoir, I have an above-average empathy for other people's feelings. More eyebrows were raised this week when the couple and 2 of their children went shopping in downtown Santa Fe, where Alec cheerfully signed autographs for fans in a coffee shop. Was this appropriate behavior for the accused in the middle of his criminal trial? Or would hiding away have been seen as an admission of shame and guilt? It is no secret that the Baldwins have signed up to make a TLC reality television show with their 7 young children. This gives rise to the suspicion that every public outing with the kids is now a strategic ploy, an orchestrated pageant designed to tickle interest and attract viewers, even if they really are just another family popping out for an ice cream. The irony is, Alec and Ilaria are doing the show out of necessity. Now that his job offers have dried up, they need the money. For a start, the top lawyers on his elite legal team charge at least £1,500 an hour, each. And after years of being hounded by the paparazzi, it would be understandable if the Baldwins was a necessary evil for the Baldwins. Having cameras in the sanctity of their home must be the last thing on earth they wanted to do. In the immediate aftermath of the Hutchins shooting, Alec took a precious moment to think only of himself and said, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't want to be a public person. And while Ilaria may be a celebrity mumfluencer with nearly 1 million followers on Instagram, a woman who once filmed herself wearing lacy lingerie to announce she'd just had a miscarriage, she needs her privacy, too. Especially after publicly presenting herself as having Spanish heritage for years before it turned out she had no.